Imagine you wake up tomorrow and the thing you've been waiting for finally arrives. The opportunity, the relationship, the money, the relief. Feel what happens in your body the second you know it's real. The chest opens, the breath drops lower. For a moment, the old tightness loosens its grip. Now ask yourself something honest. Why does that feeling only get permission after the outside world changes? What if we have been living the sequence backwards? What if gratitude was never meant to be the reward for a better life, but one of the ways you grow the identity that can hold one? Most people wait. They say, when life improves, then I will feel grateful. When the problem is solved, then I will relax. When I am finally enough, then I will allow myself to feel whole. But while they wait, their body keeps rehearsing the same emotional atmosphere it has known for years. Stress feels familiar. Lack feels normal. Peace feels slightly foreign, almost suspicious. Your mind can declare a new future all day long. Your body still remembers the old one. This is why growing new roots is not only about new thoughts. It is about becoming familiar with new feelings before the external proof arrives. Picture someone who spent years measuring their worth by what was still missing. Every morning, the same quiet inventory. What hasn't happened yet? Who disappointed them? How far they still had to go? The body learned that vigilance was safety. Appreciation felt naive. Then, one ordinary afternoon, they decided to stop waiting for permission. Not by forcing positivity, not by pretending the hard things weren't hard. They simply chose one small, real thing and stayed with it long enough for the feeling to reach the body. The warmth of the mug in their hands, the fact that a friend had texted back, the quiet knowledge that they had survived seasons they once thought would break them. They practiced that feeling the way you practice a new language, slowly, imperfectly, every day. Over time, the soil of their identity began to change. The same outer problems still existed for a while, but the place from which they met those problems was different. The old self that needed constant proof of lack started to loosen. A quieter, more rooted version began to take shape. That is the deeper practice. Gratitude is not ignoring what is missing. It is refusing to let what is missing become the only thing you are allowed to see. There is a difference between saying the words and entering the state. You can write lists. You can perform the sentences. I am grateful for my family. I am grateful for my health. And still feel empty while you write them. The words never reached the body. Appreciation is quieter. It asks for nothing. It simply notices what is already worthy of attention. I appreciate this breath that does not require my permission. I appreciate the person who remembered to ask how I was. I appreciate that I still have another chance to begin again. What you repeatedly appreciate becomes easier for your attention to find. Two people can walk through almost the same day. One teaches their mind to hunt for evidence that life is against them. The other trains the same mind to notice what is still quietly supporting them. Same outer day, different identity being practiced. Your attention is always casting daily votes for who you are becoming. The only question is which version it is voting for. So let us practice this now, not as theory. For a moment, stop trying to fix the entire shape of your life. Take one slow breath. Let the shoulders drop a little. Let this exact moment be enough. Now choose something that already exists. It does not need to be impressive. A safe place to sit, someone who still cares, a hard season you somehow walked through. The simple fact that you are still here. Stay with it. Do not rush to the next thought. Let the appreciation become a feeling in the body, even if it is small. Now imagine the version of you who already lives with more inner certainty. Not the version who owns more things, the one who enters a room differently, who speaks to themselves with less sharpness when no one is listening, who meets disappointment without collapsing into the old story. Feel grateful for that possibility before it is fully visible. Feel grateful that this version already exists inside you, waiting to be practiced. Then ask one practical question. What is one decision I can make today from that state? Maybe you send the message you have been avoiding. Maybe you take the walk instead of staying inside the familiar prison of overthinking. Maybe you rest without adding guilt. Maybe you stop returning to a pattern that no longer matches who you are becoming. Gratitude becomes real when it changes what you do next. There will still be days when the feeling feels far away. Grief, exhaustion, the old self protecting itself. On those days, you do not force a performance of joy. You simply look for the next thought that offers a little more space. From despair toward acceptance. From fear toward possibility. From numbness toward one small thing that feels safe. Sometimes gratitude is not a rush of happiness. Sometimes it is only the quiet recognition, I am still here. I do not know how this will resolve, but I am willing to believe another possibility exists. I can receive one peaceful breath without immediately returning to worry. Stop waiting for life to become perfect before you appreciate being alive. Stop waiting for the future to give you permission to feel whole. Every sincere moment of appreciation interrupts the habit of lack. It reminds the body that peace is available before every problem is solved. It teaches attention to recognize life instead of endlessly scanning for what is wrong with it. And this is often where growing new roots actually begins. Not when the whole world rearranges itself around you, but when you stop emotionally waiting for the world to change first. For the next 7 days, begin each morning with 2 questions. What can I sincerely appreciate right now, not as performance, but as feeling? And what would become possible if I felt grateful not only for the life I have, but for the person I am already becoming? Practice the feeling. Cast the daily votes. become the root before the fruit appears. That is how identity shifts.